Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. I am Jessica, and this is Unite Inside. And in this video, I don't have anything to talk about, so we're going to talk about me. I just want to share a little bit of what's been happening to me in the last few days, actually a few weeks or even months. But I just decided to make a video where I just share a little bit about my life and also what's been happening to me, what I've been experiencing, so that you guys can connect to me more, because I realized that all my videos are not really um, like I don't really talk about myself that much or my life. So I thought maybe um, you would like to hear a little bit about what's happening. As you know, I've been making videos and it's been pretty good because I've been in a pretty good um, type of, let's say, zone where I can just, um, I've just been able to be productive, and it feels like I was in flow. But like, unfortunately, I felt like the symptoms of starting to get my period, like before my period, I would get certain symptoms. And those symptoms were basically like fatigue and like pain, like back pain, or even like um, pain in the area of my womb. And I normally never have like problems with my period. Actually, I've had like a little bit of something happened in the past where my period was kind of irregular, but um, it's like lately it just started to give me more pain, and I knew something was off, so I decided to go see a doctor. And when I went there, I discovered that I actually have PCOS. I think that's what it's called, and it's apparently having more eggs in my womb, in my ovaries than normal, um, which was actually kind of shocking because I never really have any problems with my period to begin with. So I don't know why I had this. I actually have done like, what is it called? Like a certain thing where they check up my womb before, and I saw it on a screen, and they did tell me that I had a lot of eggs. But at that time, they didn't really tell me what it means or that it was something that needed to be looked at. So basically, um, yeah, it made it that I started having symptoms of PMS and all of that for like a long time. It was like a long period of time, and it kind of like didn't stop for um, you know, it didn't stop for like a long time. I was like tracking my period on an app, and it literally um, have reached 60 days without my period. So then they told me to eat certain hormones that will balance it. I'm not really like a medicine type of person, but I feel like at this point it's gonna help me. I've been also digging up reasons why I probably have developed it. Maybe mostly because it probably is would be because of my trauma and things that I've been through. I've done a little research, and what came up was very similar to what I've experienced in my childhood, like people that have to um, be always independent or always relied on, you know, and mostly like if you had to play the role of the mother or the role of um, the one that gets dependent on for everything. Mostly emotionally, when you were a kid, all the emotional baggage has been um, basically projected on you. You end up feeling like you have to be the one holding it all together. And I've always felt like that. Also, I've been a people pleaser. That's why I've been making this people pleasing um, video so that I can help people that actually struggle with this to get over it, because it is very hard to live with this type of emotional trauma, you know? And I feel like in my own life, I have definitely been hard on myself, and like really would just tough it out through every circumstance and not let myself rest, and instead just like take an approach of like I'm the one holding it all together, or even like um, you know, I'll just make myself do things that needed to be done because they're like, I don't know, because I felt like that would keep me safe, but I'm trying to unlearn this pattern, because it is very like um it can be very deep in our um subconscious mind, where it's like really hard to let it out or get rid of it in any way. And so it's just been like this, trying to unlearn it, let it go, and not feel that I need to do things that I don't have to do if I'm not having a good day or I'm not feeling like myself. I can take rest. I don't have to always be productive, um, just to, protect myself. And I feel like that's something that a lot of people do. That's exactly why I started Unite Inside. It's because that's what's going to help people to um, unlearn these patterns. Yeah, and also like when I'm making this video, I really just want to get into a new type of form of videos of like just sharing who I actually am, and sharing my actual feelings and emotions, instead of like making all the videos about information. Even though that is good for people and it does help them, I feel like there should be something connected to my videos, like my actual self and my authenticity. Not that I wasn't authentic, but it's just like I don't think that I was that vulnerable with, like, just that open with my emotions and with myself. But this is going to be a really good, beautiful new chapter that I'm trying to create here. And like all, I really do believe that all physical issues do relate to spiritual reasons, and that's why I feel like this is happening. It's because it has developed for a reason, and it's mostly because maybe I was in my masculine energy for so long. Now that I'm like trying to let go and finally just like listen to my body and what my body really tells me to do and live in flow with it, I feel like, it's really important for women to like connect to their bodies and really live in flow with their cycle and their seasons, instead of like always feeling like they have to be performers, or have to be a certain way so the society can accept them, or what is acceptable, what needs to be done, or whatever. Like a lot of times, like women have low energies, like the energy is lower in certain types of their cycle, and it's like I see that a lot of times, like women don't talk about this. They don't. A lot of times, they don't even know that this is something that they need to actually live in alignment with. Like when you have a job. I don't have a job, but like other women that do, they just are forced to go to their jobs regardless of their moods and regardless of what their energy has for them, because our energy and our feelings are our cycle. Like we have certain powers and gifts in certain um, periods of our cycle. Like for example, like in our, I call it butterfly stage. That's the time where you have the most energy, and that's the time where you need to like actually let go of your like you have to actually focus, not let go, but focus on whatever it is that you need to get done in that moment, because you have the most energy, so you can do it and you can be more productive. So you need to focus on your goals and not anything else. In that moment, you can actually create, you can actually um, produce things. And I'm talking about like action, taking aligned action and stuff like that. But in the next phase, which is, I call it, what is it called? The summertime stage. In that in that stage of a woman's cycle, like, she's supposed to be letting go and enjoying the flow of her life, because that's where she receives the most. That is the time for receiving. She's open. So if she's taking action in that time, or I mean, she can take action definitely, but like if she's trying to plant seeds, then she's not ready. If she's not in that vibration of openness in that moment, she's not ready to receive from the universe, you know? And in the next stage, again, there is, it's where you start to feel lower, more moody, maybe, or even like depressed sometimes. And it's called PMS or whatever. You start experiencing that. It's because it is time for reset and also release, releasing everything. It's like everything that is in your body that needs to be released, all the emotions and limiting beliefs that you have picked up in your last cycle. You have to like let it go and basically get ready for a new season. It's like a rebirth. And in that time, you must rest. As a woman, you must prioritize that. Prioritize your alone time. You must take alone time. That's why a lot of women around this time, they literally struggle with having to be around a lot of people, and they feel so drained. It's because you're not supposed to be around people around that time. You're supposed to be by yourself and actually um, giving yourself that time, that alone time, recharging, journaling, taking a bath, taking baths, not just one, but multiple. Just whatever it is, doing more inner work, just maybe even um, reflecting a little bit about what you've done, or the choices and decisions you have taken, so that you can see, because at that moment you have a lot of wisdom, so you can just channel it and see if you've been making the right choices, if you've been on track with your life. And then that's why you get you get critical around that time. It's because you're supposed to be reflecting on your life, not other people's lives. And that's why a lot of women at that time, they start to like criticize their partner or whatever. It's because you're supposed to take some time from other people and just focus on yourself, so you can do those critical skills. You can basically um, use them for your own benefit, for your own life, so that you can do better next time in your life. Not that you should like judge yourself. I'm not talking about judgment, self-judgment, or self-criticism to begin with. I'm just talking about like being able to reflect and see the truth of things, because around that time we really get so honest with ourselves. We're able to see the truth of things. We're able to not lie. We cannot lie to ourselves. That's why a lot of women feel bad about their lives around that time, because they're like, oh my God, I can see that this is not in alignment with me and it pisses me off. I need to change it. So that's the time where you can see everything for what it is. And I'm not saying that everything is horrible, because a lot of times you are emotional and you are kind of making everything a little bit more dramatic, but certain things is what I'm talking about. If something really bothers you, like for example, if you're at work or in a certain type of job, and then in your job you've literally have been experiencing a lot of stress, or even like you've been really not connecting to those people in your work space as much, and maybe you think they're mean or horrible, but in real life, like I mean in your other stages of your period, you can tolerate that, or you can be okay with it, because you see it and you can tell yourself, oh, it's okay, or talk yourself out of it, or tough it out, or whatever it is. But like, it's wrong and it's not okay. You don't want to be in that environment, but you still can do it. You can be okay with it. But then when this time comes, you can see things for what they are. You're very connected to your emotions. And so at that time, when you are in your in your job, and then you're just like, people are gossiping about you or looking at you in a certain way, it bothers you a lot more because you are connected to what's truly in alignment with you. So you feel the you feel the misalignment there, and you think, oh my god, this is so wrong, I hate it, I don't want it. And that's where you start to get angry or feel angry, or even like hate your job, or even think, I fucking hate this job, I don't want to be in here. Maybe it's true, maybe it is time to be in a different place that is better, you know? It's only, I want to tell you something, only when a certain thing in your life is not in alignment with you will you be getting upset with it in your period, actually. A lot of times, unless if, I'm not saying that like, um because there are times where you would like get emotional in certain circumstances, you know, but like when you're just being emotional, like this is actually true. But if something truly bothers you, it even hurts you deep down, it feels off, like you would know if something feels really really off about somebody, you know. A lot of people, a lot of women are in a relationship with men that they don't even want to be with, and so that's why around their period they just feel it more. They're just like, oh my god, like I did make the wrong choice, I do want to be treated better, you know? And so it is literally like at the time where you can just take your notebook and write down like, how do I want to be treated? How do I want to be, how do I want to exist in life? Like how do I want to live my life, and how do I want my life to be like? So that you can start to create it, you know? Because in that moment you can actually see it. You can see that happening. And then in other moments, you can also, like for example, once you make that note, when you go into your butterfly mode, you can just start taking action on those things or making changes. That's actually what a woman's cycle is for. It is not so that it can hurt you, it is for you. It is definitely for you. In my case, this is what I've been doing lately. This is the cycle that I've been following. But now I have to do some deeper work about like whatever I've been, it's been coming up for me, because it's definitely like different. And I feel like all the pain I've been experiencing in my body and everything, I do feel like it is a cry for help. Like it is telling me, stop prioritizing other people's feelings and needs more than yours. And I feel like any woman that goes through this, like that's experiencing any complication when it comes to her cycle, irregular periods or no periods at all, or too much pain, or whatever it is, like I really know that those pains are literally a cry for help. They're literally telling us, like, stop doing something, or I want to be heard. There are certain emotions that you've been pushing away and not feeling, because you had more energy to do that, but now you can't anymore. So you have to face them. You have to face them. You have to look at them, whatever it is that you've been pushing away from you. And also whatever it is that you haven't been listening to, that your body have been telling you. Don't prioritize other people's needs more than yours. You know? Um, don't give too much of your energy and to the point that you were drained, because that's what I used to do, because I was a people pleaser. I would always like drain my energy, give too much of my energy to other people that are around me, and be doing all those things for them, focusing on them more than myself. And I would neglect my own life, my own goals, my own dreams, and I just wouldn't be building up anything in my life, all because all my energy is in someone else's life. And then I would have so much pain before I get my period, and that pain wouldn't let me do anything. It's like I'm just like paralyzed. I can't do anything because a part of me is like, you should stop. A part of me is like, I want this time to be for you and not anybody else, you know? And so I feel like this is what's happening. I haven't really figured this part out in my life, but we'll see. In this work, I'm doing this together with all of you. You also are in your own journey. I've figured a lot of things in my life, so I'm going to share those things with you. But this part, we're still in the process of it, but it is actually going to be a really good journey, okay? It's going to be a rewarding journey because we're going to understand ourselves more. Okay, so I love you so much. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I would love to see you in the next video.